Hey yo, good day everyone. Ako po si Skyripa and you are watching Man Cannot Ride. So marami actually nag-i-invite sa akin na sumama daw sa kanilang mga rides. At kadalasan ang ride nila is breakfast ride. Sa katunayan, ito tropa ko, dalawa yung motor niya. Tapos meron din akong tropa dun sa kanto, yung may tindahan. Meron din siyang XSR 900. Meron daw siyang kilalang naka big bike din, Kawasaki dun sa loob ng San Antonio. Actually, marami kaming kilalang naka big bikes dun sa San Antonio. And nag-aaya rin sila ng breakfast ride. Now, sabi ko, hindi ako ang sabi ko, hindi ako kukita sa camera. Okay, wait lang. Ang sabi ko, hindi ako nagra-ride ng breakfast ride kasi hindi ako nagbe-breakfast. Umaangat yung bisikleta. Okay, wait lang. So kwentuhan tayo habang hinahabagat. Okay. So medyo kakaiba tong kwento na to dahil medyo marami-rami akong bagay na mababanggit na sa tingin ko maraming magugulat at maraming papakamot ang ulo. Okay, so now, hindi ako sumasama sa mga breakfast rides because I don't eat breakfast. Okay, I don't eat breakfast. Hindi ako kumakain sa yung pagkagising sa umaga or early in the morning because natutunan ko na ang dahilan ng napakarami nating sakit is due to our metabolic health. Yung metabolic health natin is largely influenced by our eating habits. What we eat, when we eat, how we eat. Ayan. At ito, ikwento ko sa inyo. This is something na sa tingin ko pwede nating i-relate sa pagmumotor kasi naniniwala din ako na a healthy rider is a safe rider. So I'll share with you yung ginagawa kong healthy living. It's a simple way of living healthy para sa akin na na-discover ko through research and through consultations. Okay. First thing is that I try to wake up. Okay, I try to wake up at the same time every day. Hindi naman talaga yung exactly yung oras na yon, but within the hour. Let's say 5 to 6 a.m. So I wake up. If I wake up, let's say 5, it's fine. If I wake up 5:30, that's fine. If I wake up 6, that's fine. Basta dun within the hour. Yun yung number 1. It doesn't matter kung anong oras ako natulog kinagabihan. I want to wake up at the same time every day. Now, merong mga exemptions. Like kanina, ang lakas ng ulan, sarap matulog. So, nung nagising ako, natulog uli ako. Merong mga exemptions like, let's say, it's a recovery day from workout but mostly sabihin natin 4 or 5 days a week I try to wake up at the same time during those days. Yun yung first one. Now, pagkagising ko ng 6 a.m. umiinom agad ako ng isang basong tubig and that's it. Hindi ko iniisip na kumain at maglagay ng sabi nga nila is you have to eat daw in the morning. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But actually, pag sinabing breakfast, hindi naman kailangan ibig sabihin yan yung meal in the morning. Okay, let me explain later. What I do is after waking up, I don't eat. Okay, ito yung medical proof. When we wake up, our body, especially our liver, nandito pala liver ko, baliktad. Okay, our liver produces energy for the body. Hindi ko na masyadong i-explain yung technicalities niya, okay? So, yung liver natin, pagkagising natin, or bago pa man tayo magising, naglalabas na yan ng energy for our body in the form of glucose. Okay, sabihin ko na, glucose. It goes through our bloodstream, iikot yung dugo natin, dadalhin niya yung glucose na yun sa ating mga muscles, yan, para magkaroon tayo ng energy. So that when we wake up, we have fuel already. We have energy in our body already. Yung energy na yun, at saka yung glucose in the bloodstream habang kagigising mo pa lang, hindi mo kinakailangan dagdagan yun. Hindi mo kinakailangan i-replenish yun na, uy, bagong gising ako, kailangan kong kumain. Break the fast. I have to breakfast. No. No, you don't. I don't do that anymore. Pagkagising ko ng 6, I will do my normal house chores. If it's a school day, I'll prepare for my kids' school. Actually, pag school day, nagigising ako ng 5. By 7, 7:30, hatid kay Commander, asikaso ko yung daughter ko, lahat, asikaso yung bahay. Pagbalik ko maghatid, asikaso ko yung bahay, maglilinis, maglilinis ng motor, ng garahe, kung ano man. The first meal that I eat is at 10 a.m. Yun yung start ng eating window ko, 10 a.m. Kasi from the moment I wake up ng 5 or 6 until 10, nagamit ko na yung first batch of energy na nirelease ng katawan ko para sa akin. So by the time na magpe-prepare na ako ng first meal of the day ng 10 a.m., ano na ako? Kumbaga, ready na yung katawan ko na mag-absorb ng panibagong batch of energy in the form of glucose, calories. Ayan. And then, ang kinakain ko sa umaga, pinaprioritize ko yung protein. At napakasimple lang, boiled eggs. That's it. Mas maganda ang boiled egg kasi hindi mo hinahaluan ng mantika pag piniprito. At kapag nagpiprito ako ng itlog, hindi ko nilalagyan ng mantika kasi meron na lang kaming yung non-stick na kawali. I don't add oil. But if I have to add oil, I only use coconut oil. Yun lang yung pinaka-healthy option among all other oils. So boiled egg or sunny side up or scrambled egg using coconut oil kung lalangisan ko habang piniprito. And then ang kasabay nun is fiber. Now fiber, kadalasan nakukuha ko yan sa vegetables. Pero mahirap kumain ng gulay sa umaga kasi kinakailangan magluto, kinakailangan maghanap ng gulay. Actually sa umpisa lang hindi siya maayos, sa umpisa lang siya mahirap gawin, pero kapag natutunan mo na maggulay sa umaga, masarap na siya or nasasanay na yung katawan natin. So that's the source of fiber. Ang maganda sa fiber is that it will make me feel full for longer periods of time. So hindi ako matutukso na kumain ng kumain. Okay. And yung protein naman is for repairing and building the muscles. Okay. Yung dalawang yon. Ngayon, kung hindi ako makakakuha ng fiber sa vegetables, I get fiber from bread. Yung nga lang, ang bread is one of the sources of refined carbohydrates. Ang refined carbohydrates is not healthy. Pero meron akong natutunan na hack. Ang sabi nila, if you're gonna use white bread, i-freeze mo muna daw. So, frozen white bread. Ilagay mo sa freezer yung tinapay, tapos kinabukasan, you toast the bread. Kapag ginawa mo to, mababa yung kanyang magiging glycemic index. Hindi niya i-spike pataas ang blood sugar, which is good for us. Okay? Hindi niya masyadong i-spike yung insulin, hindi masyadong i-spike yung blood sugar. It's very good. So, kahit na siya ay refined carbohydrates, pero dahil dun sa technique na yun, you freeze the bread and then you toast the bread bago kainin, nababawasan yung kanyang pagiging quote-unquote unhealthy. Ayan. So boiled egg, scrambled egg, sunny side up egg, kung ano man, coconut oil, toasted frozen bread, or vegetables mas maganda, yun yun, protein and fiber. And then kapag medyo matakaw-takaw ako ng konti sa first meal, nagdadagdag ako ng good fat. Good fat is coming from avocado, yung paborito ko, avocado, or yung good butter. Hindi margarine, pero butter, good butter. Medyo mahirap maghanap ng good butter kasi yung mga good butter ay yung mga social na butter at mamahalin. But I don't wanna promote any brand here, so hindi ko na lang babanggitin. But yun na lang yun, avocado, good fat, protein, and a little bit of carbohydrates and calories, then good fat butter. Ayan. And then if I want to have coffee, it's just black coffee, no sugar, as in 100% no sugar. Minsan nagdadagdag ako ng gatas, pero yung gatas I make sure that it's the one na merong mas healthy yung ingredients. Okay, Pero madalang lang yun. I just have black coffee. And that's it. And then, during the meal, after the meal, lots of water. Ayun, yun yung first meal ko, 10 a.m. The earliest time that I eat during the day. Now, bago ko sabihin sa inyo kung kailan yung sunod kong kakainin, eto na lang siguro, we are at 10 minutes, so baka mainip na kayo. Sa tingin ko, ang problema kasi natin mga Pilipino is tayo ay kain ng kain. Tapos, yung ating bawat kinakain o bawat beses na tayo kumakain ay tayo ay madaming kumain. Tapos yung ating madaming kinakain ay hindi naman healthy. So nagpapatong-patong ang problema. Kain ng kain, frequency of eating, tapos volume of food na kinakain sa isang bagsakan. Tapos lahat pa ng pagkain na yun is mostly unhealthy. So talagang magpapatong-patong yung ating metabolic health problems. Yun na yung magiging source ng cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, liver diseases, kidney diseases, yung immune system natin nako-compromise, and overall health natin talaga. Hindi yun nangyayari over time. No, it will not. It will not even happen during the year. No. 2 years? No. 3 years? No. 5 years? No. 10 years? No, it will not. Yung effect ng habit na yun ay papatak sa buhay natin after 15, 20 years. Kung kailan matanda na tayo and ngayon we have our families, we have our work, we have our responsibilities, tapos biglang boom, tatamaan tayo ng kung ano-anong sakit. So, our bad eating habits. Yun yung reasoning ko kung bakit hindi ako sumasama ng mga breakfast rides na sobrang aga. Kasi I don't really eat. Kung sasama man ako, I will not eat. Yun nga lang, di ba, makakarinig ka na sabihin sa'yo, ano ba yan? Sumama, tapos hindi kumain, walang pakikisama. Ang arte naman yan, mga fasting na kung ano-anong naiintindihan ng mga pangmayayaman lang yan, o kung mga pagmatatalino lang yan, o kung, di ba, ang dami mong maririnig. mga opinyon na wala namang basehan at mga sentimiento ng mga sarado ang pag-iisip. Okay. So let's go to the meal of the day. So if depende yun. So if I am doing 2 meals a day, so yung 10 a.m. first meal ko, susundan ko yun ng either 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. Yun yung second meal of the day ko, and then that's it. Now, yung second meal of the day ko, yun, pwede akong kumain ng kahit anong gusto kong kainin, pero pinipili ko pa rin yung meron akong makukuhang benefits, vitamins and minerals. Hindi yung kakain ako ng, basta ang ito sinisigurado ko, no sugar. No sugar at all. Siguro ano na ako, 5 years na akong hindi kumakain ng kahit anong merong asukal. Mahirap siyang gawin kasi may mga pagkain na meron talagang sugar ingredients. But I try my best not to eat anything na may sugar. Yung halimbawa yung table sugar, yung refined sugar, yung mga icing, yung mga kung ano-ano. Kaya hindi na ako kumakain ng mga donuts, mga ganyan. Basta alam ko, nakita ko obviously merong sugar, I don't eat it. So those are the 2 meals of the day. Ngayon, kung sakasakaling I am doing 3 meals a day, so yun ay 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and then 6 p.m. Yun yung 3 meals a day ko. At yung 3 meals a day na yun, ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo kung ba't ko ginagawang merong 3, merong 2. Now, kapag naman ako ay nagwa 1 meal a day, either it's 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. Yung 1 meal a day na yun. At yun, medyo madami-daming akong kinakain doon. 1 meal a day lang. Ayan. Now, so bakit may 1, but may 2, bakit may 3 meals a day? Natutunan ko rin na yung fasting, na yung ginagawa ko is intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. Natutunan ko na pag pala ginawa natin yun ng routine, ginawa nating routine, yan, yung katawan natin nag-a-adapt. Kasi ang instinct ng katawan natin is to survive. Kapag may naramdaman siyang may kakaibang nangyayari, so ang instinct nga is to parang mag-reset or kung ano. Iniiwasan ko magbigay ng jargons tsaka ng technical terms kasi hahaba yung usapan, but ang natutunan ko, bottom line is, yung fasting should be a stressor. It should not be a routine. Kaya may mga times na I'm doing 3 meals a day para nakita ng katawan ko, uy, ang dami nating kinain na. Yan, so yung katawan ko may gagawin siya. Tapos biglang next week 2 meals a day. Uy, bakit ganun? Okay, mag-a-adjust ulit siya. Tapos 1 meal a day. Uy, tapos bigla ako magto 24 hours fasting or 36 hours fasting. 36 hours yung pinakamatagal ko nang nagawang fasting. So dahil nai-stress yung katawan natin, nagbabago yung metabolism natin, yung katawan natin, lagi siyang parang nasa instinct na to survive. At napakaganda nun sa katawan kasi ibig sabihin na-activate yung mga sistema ng katawan ko to make me survive. Kasi parang may ganito, may ganyan, may ganito, may ganyan. So yung natutunan ko, bottom line ng fasting, I don't wanna get into the technical details kasi nga mapapasarap yung mapapasarap ako sa kadadagdag. But yun yung natutunan ko. And siguro ang sasabihin ko na lang is, intermittent fasting made me lose 16 kilograms in 3 months. At yung intermittent fasting o yung time restricted eating, or let's just say na nung binago ko yung eating habits ko, na-resolve ko yung problema ko sa fatty liver, hindi na ako naging candidate for diabetes, hindi ako naging candidate for obesity. Nakatulong rin yun dun sa nangyari sa aking cardiovascular event sa buhay ko nung after ako magka-COVID. Nakatulong siya ng malaki. And right now, I feel so good. Actually, ito, pawisan pa ako because katatapos ko lang ng 1-hour workout. Napakasimple lang, nag-stationary bike lang ako. Actually, stationary, parang, ang tawag doon, skiing or skier. Hindi ko alam kung anong tawag doon eh. Basta ganun siya yung, tingnan nyo yung Facebook ko, ano doon. So, naka-burn ako ng over 500 calories in 1 hour. Na-achieve ko yung endurance level ng puso ko na above 150 BPM, sustained for 98% of my workout. So, na-train ko yung puso ko for endurance, na-train ko yung baga ko for endurance, na-exercise ko yung upper body ko, na-exercise ko yung lower body ko. Iyon pa ang isang bagay, exercise. Kung magfa-fasting lang ako, or kung mag-intermittent fasting lang ako, or kung time restricted eating ako, baka mga yayat lang ako nang walang kwenta. Kasi baka mamaya pati yung muscles ko mawala. So, the good thing about yung fasting, ipapartner mo yan sa exercise and it will give you millions and millions of benefits. Ngayon, kung mag-exercise lang naman ako, tas kain pa rin ako ng kain, bad eating habits pa rin, pero nag-exercise ako, it's not gonna be good enough. So, dalawa yun. Good eating habits and exercise. Now, balikan natin yung eating habits bago tayo mag 20 minutes. Isa sa key factor dito, napatunayan ko na sa sarili ko talaga, is napakalaking kasalanan or the worst thing you can do is yung snacking. In between my 2 meals or 3 meals a day, hindi ako nag-i-snacks. Hindi ako kain ng kain. Pagkakain ko nung first meal of the day, that's it. It doesn't matter if it's 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., o kung yung first meal of my day is 6 p.m., it doesn't matter. Hindi ako kakain before that, hindi ako kakain in between meals, hindi ako kakain after that. Alam mo yung pagkakain, tas kutib ba ng kutib? Nakakain ka na ng full meal, tas mag-i-snacks ka pa, magmi-merienda ka pa sa labas sa tindahan or kung saan man. No, I don't do that anymore. At napatunayan ko na it's the biggest culprit pagdating sa pagtaba. Yeah, the biggest contributor to being fat and obese is yung snacking, yung kain ng kain, yung frequency of eating. Again, I don't want to explain it, but it has something to do with insulin, and insulin is our fat storage hormone, something to do with cholesterol, glucose, blah blah blah. Napakaraming videos online. So that's it. I just want to share with you yung ganun about myself, kung bakit hindi ako kumakain during rides, kung bakit hindi ako sumasama sa breakfast rides. I don't know kung if it made sense, but stay healthy, ride safely.